What's happening, Buck 50 runners? Dave Huggins here, race director. We are here at the 2026 Buck 50 Relay Race. I have a lot of information to share with you because the Buck 50 is a lot. It's a 2-day event, it's 150 miles. I essentially like to symbolize the fact that we are basically putting on 30 events this weekend, 5 miles at a time, with all the volunteers, signs, law enforcement agencies. It's going to be a heck of a show, and I'm excited that you're going to be here with us. So this year has been the season of construction and traffic problems for us here at the Buck 50. We've had a lot of changes that we've had to make, some of which we've been working on up until this week to figure out where we can go, where we can't go, where the runners are going to go, where the drivers are going to go. It's been a super challenging year, but we're prepared. All of our information is updated. The new maps are on the website. The driver directions are getting printed out. They will be given to you at Ohio University Chillicothe at the starting line or at the first major transition zone, checkpoint 5 at Adena High School. So, first off, with traffic, if you are coming from the north, from Columbus, Circleville, anywhere above there where you are traveling 23 south, do not, and I repeat, do not get off at the 207 connector. You want to travel south on 23 all the way to Main Street and then turn right onto Main Street right there by Wendy's and McDonald's and continue to the west. Uh, with some of the road closures, High Street in Chillicothe has been extremely congested, and I fear that on Friday afternoon, as you're coming into town, you could end up being late to check in, which is an hour and a half before your starting time, if you end up in that High Street traffic. So 23 South to Main Street, turn right, follow that all the way to the bottom of Carlisle Hill. You'll go straight up the hill and be right there at Ohio University Chillicothe. Here are some tips on navigating the course that will help runners that I think are sometimes a little bit tricky. The maps are there, the GPS trackers follow this, the written directions are part of the maps, but these are a couple extra tips that I think that will help you. So if you're runner 2, when you are coming down Lyric Lane out of Yaples subdivision, this will be the second subdivision that you run through. When you're coming down that hill, make sure you make the left onto the bike path. If you get to the bottom of the hill, you went too far. There is a wrong way sign. If you go past that, we have those in several places on the course where you could potentially miss a turn. There's a wrong way sign after that, but make sure you make the left onto the bike path. For leg number 3, I really want to thank Miranda Vance at the Ross County Parks District. There's been a major construction project on the bike path this year. There was a slip from the river, an erosion problem. Luckily enough, they got some grant funding to get this fixed. They've had a lot of weather challenges, but they've really come together to help the Buck 50. There is a path along the bike path. They have made special concessions for us, and we really appreciate them and making sure our runners are safe come this weekend. When you come to checkpoint 3, it's in a little bit different location than it has been in years past. It is at the bottom of Overlake Drive. So make sure, van drivers, you follow your directions. As you come out 550, you go through the S turn at the top of the hill and where Southern Ohio Equipment is, the trailer sales place. You will make the first turn to your left. This is really important because you'll mess up the whole checkpoint if you don't make it. Turn left on Overlake Drive. When you come to the bottom of the hill at the stop sign, you'll make a right on the Musselman Station and just park along the side of the road. Just drop off a couple wheels on your passenger side in the grass. Make sure you're not double parking. Make sure you're not clogging up the road. Allow other drivers to pass and be careful because runners will be going up Musselman Station Road 2 on leg number 4. This parking situation also kind of exists at, 13, 17, 18, 22, and 24. So I'm going to tell you to not really be in a hurry when you're headed to your next checkpoint. You really just kind of end up in a, hurry up and wait situation where you get to the checkpoint and you're waiting on your drivers. We're a small southern Ohio community, pretty rural, really beautiful, but we don't exactly have a Walmart sized parking spot for all of our checkpoints. So sometimes the slower you get there, the better off it is for you and for everyone else. You can follow your runners on the GPS trackers through Adventure Enablers. That QR code is in the Race Day magazine, and it's a simple way for you to know how close your runner is to the next checkpoint to be prepared. You will get two Race Day magazines, both at Ohio University Chillicothe and Adena High School. They're spiral bound specifically so that you, as runners, can take one of those magazines, tear out the maps, carry them with you, fold them up, put them in your pocket. That way, if you get lost or have any questions, boom, you got a paper copy right there. And it really doesn't matter about cell service or anything else. I can tell you that checkpoints 15, 17, 18, and 22, some of the same areas that we have some parking challenges, are also the same areas that you do not have any cell service. So 15, 17, 18, and 22, it's almost zero cell service. So make a plan to be there at the correct time and don't rely on technology to help you out with that. Checkpoint 7 is in a new location. It's a couple hundred yards closer into town of Clarksburg versus the park that we've had in years past. There was a bridge replacement that has closed State Route 138 in that location. This is one of those times where van drivers will follow the runners' same directions. If you are going to checkpoint 7 on leg 7, we want the vans to put your flashers on, drive 50, 55 miles an hour up 138. Don't come to a slow stop and shadow your runners. That's a dangerous situation for everyone involved. You don't want to shadow runners anywhere on the course. In most cases, we separate van drivers and runners to reduce traffic, but there was a bridge or a culvert replacement in Clarksburg that prevents us from our van drivers going the normal route. And so in this case, you'll just follow the runners. I can tell you that the written directions for the drivers is wrong. Yours truly apologizes. I have it saying when you come to the traffic light, turn left. That's how it's written, but you really need to turn right. And quite frankly, when you come to that traffic light at 138, you can probably see the checkpoint just to your right. It's about 100 feet to the right, just south of the bank. Runner 8, therefore, has a new leg with that bridge replacement. That map is updated on our website. You will basically turn left. You'll go south on State Route 120 or 207, south on 207 for 2 miles. You'll hang a left on Browns Chapel Road and end up at Browns Chapel Church for checkpoint number 8. There's a really cool experience. We call it the Memory Mile on leg 8. So the last mile coming into that checkpoint has tiki torches set for in memory of people who have maybe lost their battle with drug addiction, or maybe they've got on the other side of that. And so we use that last mile as a cool way to celebrate those people. And it's also a fundraiser for a local group that we have in Chillicothe to celebrate the life of Joe Landman. So, if you've donated to that, I appreciate that. It's a great way that there's, a scholarship for some high school kids through this program. Christy Landman will be there. And it's really kind of one of the main reasons that the Buck 50 exists is to, fight this nasty battle with, drugs that we face in all over the country. Leg 13, it's all single track through Great Seal State Park. Any of our trails that you will be running on for 13, 12, 13, 14, 22, and 24. We use Plowright stakes. They're about a 3 foot plastic tube. They have a reflective top on them. Those are about every 10th of a mile. And then we also have turn signs and wrong way signs on the trails. You know, really at night it's pretty easy to navigate because those really shine bright with your headlamps that you're running with as part of your nighttime safety gear. Just a little tip: make sure that when you cross over the pavement on Rocky Road right after you come off a sand hill, it's about halfway through leg 13, make sure you go straight and stay on the trail system. If you are going downhill on pavement, you're going the wrong way. We don't want you to do that. So pay attention, look for your signs, it should be in good shape. Leg 17, there was a slip right before last year's race. It's about a mile and a half from the end of leg 17. You'll turn left off of Charleston Pike into Tar Hollow. You'll see some road closed signs, but you can run past those to the right. Just stay on the left-hand side of the road as you go up the hill. Probably 2/3 of the way is where the little slip happened. It's really safe, but there's no van traffic, but runners are allowed to go through that. Leg 18, I don't know how this happens. People get lost on it every year. It is my favorite leg of the race, but you go straight the whole entire time. There's like 3 or 4 intersections that you come to as you're running the ridge tops of Tar Hollow. Don't turn right, don't turn left. Go straight the whole time. The whole time go straight. Go straight on leg 18. Go see my friend Jeremy Sibrel and Uncle Joe, their incredible hostess at Sibs Checkpoint number 18. They'll like to see you as fast as they can. That's kind of another one of those things where, as van drivers, you're following the runners on leg 18. Make sure you drive slow, give them as much room as you can, and no sense in hurrying to checkpoint 18 because there ain't no place for you to park there either. So, just words of advice for you van drivers out there. Uh, be careful about double parking. We kind of talked about this earlier, maybe. Checkpoint 3, 13, 17, 18, 22, 24. Just take your time, use some sense. If you are in the van as a passenger, please jump out and help your van drivers back up. They can't see very good in some of these locations, especially being night. So use your headlamps, give directions, hand signals, talk to each other nicely, and just be a team. That's all part of it. All the maps on the website are updated. The GPX files are updated as of today. That was wrong until earlier, thanks to the runner who reached out to me to help me get that fixed. You can use the website link to Adventure Enabler site, which has our whole course. Share that with your friends and family. They can see the little trackers as you go along the course, which is really cool for us. It's really about safety. And it's really cool for you guys and our volunteers to see how soon runners are coming into each checkpoint. One word of advice on those: if you are wearing a hoodie or a jacket or something, make sure that tracker doesn't get tucked under that. It sends out a little signal about every 60 seconds, a little packet of information to say, hey, I'm still here. So that needs to be visible. So if you are wearing a jacket, just take that belt or sling that up over your shoulder so it's, on your back or visible to the sky. That'll make sure that that tracker is reading every minute or as often as possible. There are a few situations where cell service isn't great, 15, 17, 18, 22. Those are areas where sometimes the trackers don't work quite as well. But typically, we've had great luck with these things. It's been a phenomenal thing for us from a safety standpoint. So just make sure you're wearing it properly. All right, this is I really did a good job, I think, last year on this, that it got driven home well, but there is absolutely no earbuds, aftershocks, or any brand of headphones that you should be wearing during the Buck 50. It's an open road race. We need you to be aware of all oncoming traffic, any signals that someone is talking to you about, the runner coming up behind you. Maybe there's a stray dog. Maybe there's some instructions that you need to know as you're coming into a checkpoint. Do not wear any kind of headphone to listen to music. If we catch you doing that, you're getting a 1 hour penalty the first time. The second time, you're going to be disqualified from the race. So you are allowed to have a speaker, or you are allowed to have your phone in an armband or in your pocket and playing music if you absolutely have to, but um, no aftershocks, earbuds, headphones, none whatsoever. Cool thing we're doing this year. We have a presenting sponsor, the CCI Helping Hands team. So each runner at registration or check-in, I should say, will get 3 of these wristbands. I want you to put those wristbands on, and as you are navigating the course, I would like for you to find 2 volunteers somewhere during the race who are doing an excellent job. Maybe that's cheering people on, maybe that's keeping track of your team times, maybe that's helping you park, maybe that's some food they provided. But, just pass off one of these wristbands to them. It's an instant gratification way to thank them. I think we have some of the best volunteers out there. We don't require them to have water at their checkpoints. That's up to you. You're driving around in a van. Use that to your advantage to have extra clothes, shoes, food, snacks, water, whatever hydration drinks you need. It's, you know, but our volunteers really appreciate the fact that you're running in Ross County this weekend. And so you will very likely see things like food, snacks, music, water, donuts. They really do a bang up job of treating our runners in a first class way. So take 2 of the 3 wristbands you get, pass them off to a volunteer, thank them for being out there. Yeah, it's really kind of a cool way to acknowledge our partnership with the CCI and the Helping Hands team. Also, make sure when you're running into each checkpoint, you yell out your bib number, your team number. That way your teammates know you're coming, and that way our volunteers who are writing down your times as you go through each checkpoint know that you're team number 123 or whatever that is. So it's a huge help to our volunteers. It's a huge help to your other runners to know that you're arriving and it's go time. Checking in at Ohio University and at Adena, I've had lots of questions about this over the last week and a half, really last month, but don't worry about any registration issues that you've had. We'll clean all those up at check-in. But you do need to be at Ohio University Chillicothe an hour and a half before your starting time on Friday. And for Adena, you need to be there 1 hour before runner 5 gets to Adena High School. You can leave your cars there if you're converging at both those locations. There's plenty of parking. They're extremely hospitable to us. We're thankful to both of those institutions for helping us put on the Buck 50 and allowing us to do so in such a fine fashion. Just make sure that you get your cars out of there by Sunday so that they can go back to regular business operations come Monday. We are really, really, really excited for this year's race. 10 years is quite the accomplishment. We've done a lot of great things together, and I just really want to thank you. I'm sorry you have to read so much. But that's what happens when you put on a big time event like this is. It's covering 150 miles with 10 runners, each running 3 different times. And we have 16 5-person teams, so you guys will have quite the challenge. You get to see the whole course. It's going to be a great weekend. Have a great day, Buck 50 runners.